Imagine standing outside. Everything feels normal. Cars are driving, planes are flying, the ocean is calm. And then, in less than a second, something impossible happens. Earth stops spinning. Not slowing down, not gradually braking. It stops, but everything on the surface is still moving, because a moment before, you were traveling through space at over 1,600 kilometers per hour. And inertia does not disappear just because the planet does. The moment Earth stops, the ground freezes in place, but you don't. You continue moving east at the same speed you were already traveling. That means every person, every car, every building, every ocean, every atmosphere particle is suddenly thrown sideways at jet fighter speeds. Cities are ripped apart instantly. Skyscrapers shear from their foundations like trees in a hurricane. Highways become rivers of metal as vehicles slide and collide at unimaginable force. But the destruction on land is nothing compared to what happens next. The atmosphere. Right now, the air around you is rotating with Earth, but when the planet stops, the atmosphere doesn't. It keeps moving, which means the entire planet is suddenly hit with winds faster than the strongest tornado ever recorded. Over 1,600 kilometers per hour. That's faster than most commercial aircraft. The air itself becomes a wall of destruction. Buildings collapse, forests flatten, debris fills the sky. Within seconds, entire continents are shredded by hurricane-force winds beyond anything humans have ever seen. But the real nightmare is the ocean. Right now, trillions of tons of water are moving with Earth's rotation. When the planet stops, the water doesn't. The oceans surge across continents like planetary tsunamis. Waves hundreds of meters tall crash into coastal cities. New York, Tokyo, London, Sydney. Entire coastlines disappear beneath walls of water racing inland. Ships are thrown onto mountains. Ports vanish. Entire nations are swallowed in minutes. And we are only a few seconds into the 10-second stop. But something else begins happening deep inside the planet. Because Earth's rotation does more than create day and night, it stabilizes the shape of the planet itself. Earth isn't perfectly round. It's slightly wider at the equator because spinning creates outward force. When the planet stops rotating, that force disappears. The planet begins slowly reshaping itself. Oceans begin redistributing toward the poles. Equatorial regions start losing water. Polar regions begin flooding. But these geological shifts take longer. What happens in the first few seconds is far worse. Every aircraft in the sky is suddenly flying through violent sideways winds. Pilots lose control instantly. Airliners stall, tumble, and crash. Satellites also experience sudden orbital disturbances because Earth's magnetic field is partly generated by the movement of molten metal in its rotating core. If the rotation stops, the dynamo that creates our magnetic shield could weaken. That shield protects us from solar radiation. Without it, Earth becomes vulnerable to the constant storm of particles coming from the sun. But remember, Earth only stopped for 10 seconds. So what happens when it starts spinning again? Because restarting rotation might be even worse. Imagine everything that survived the first catastrophe. Winds calm slightly, debris settles. People who survived try to understand what just happened. And then, suddenly, the ground beneath them begins moving again. But now the entire planet is accelerating from zero back to full rotational speed. That means the ground is now the thing moving. Massive friction forces tear across continents. The atmosphere surges again. New shockwaves rip across the planet. Oceans slam back toward equilibrium. Earthquakes ripple across fault lines worldwide. Volcanoes erupt as pressure changes destabilize magma chambers. Entire mountain ranges experience landslides. and the few surviving cities face a second global disaster. But let's assume something miraculous. Let's assume small pockets of humanity survive both shocks. What kind of world would they wake up to? The climate would be permanently altered. With oceans redistributed and ecosystems destroyed, global weather patterns collapse. Food chains break. Most agriculture disappears. Infrastructure would be gone, electric grids destroyed, satellites damaged, air travel impossible, global communication nearly extinct. Humanity would likely fall back to pre-industrial survival almost overnight. And all of it started with something that lasted just 10 seconds. 10 seconds is shorter than a commercial break, shorter than a traffic light. But if Earth stopped spinning for that long, civilization as we know it would end. And the terrifying part is, we rely on planetary stability every second of our lives. Gravity, rotation, magnetic fields, orbital motion, they feel permanent, but they are delicate cosmic balances. And if one of them changes, even briefly, the world we know disappears in seconds.